वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् शृण्वतां स्वकथा कृष्णा पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तना हृद्यन्तस्थोऽभद्राणि विदुनोति सुहृत्सतम् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवति ये उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 24, Text 28. यः परं रंहसः साक्षात् त्रिगुणा जीव संगितात् भगवन्तं वासुदेवं प्रपन्नः सा प्रियो हि मे. यः परं रंहसः साक्षात् त्रिगुणा जीव संगितात् भगवन्तं वासुदेवं प्रपन्नः सा प्रियो हि मे. यः परं रंहसः साक्षात् त्रिगुणा जीव संगितात् भगवन्तं वासुदेवं प्रपन्नः सा प्रियो हि मे. Translation. Lord Shiva continued, any person who is surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, the controller of everything, material nature as well as the living entity, is actually very dear to me. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Now Lord Shiva explains the reason he has personally come before the princes. It is because all the princes are devotees of Lord Krishna. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 7.19, Bhaunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare. Lord Shiva is rarely seen by common man, and similarly, a person who is fully surrendered unto Vasudeva Krishna is also very rarely seen, because a person who is fully surrendered unto the Supreme Lord is very rare. Samahatma Sudurlabha. Consequently, Lord Shiva came specially to see the Prachetas because they were fully surrendered unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva. Vasudeva is also mentioned in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam in the mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Since Vasudeva is the ultimate truth, Lord Shiva openly proclaims that one who is a devotee of Lord Vasudeva, who is surrendered to Lord Krishna, is actually very dear to him. Lord Vasudeva, Krishna, is worshipable not only by ordinary living entities, but by demigods like Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, and others. Yam Brahma, Varunendra, Rudra Marutah, Stuvanti, Divyehe, Stavehe. Bhagavatam 12.13.1. Krishna is worshipped by Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Varuna, Indra, Chandra, and all other demigods. That is also the situation with a devotee. Indeed, one who takes to Krishna consciousness immediately becomes very dear to anyone who is simply finding out and beginning to understand what Krishna consciousness actually is. Similarly, all the demigods are also trying to find out who is actually surrendered to Lord Vasudeva. Because the Prachita princes were surrendered to Vasudeva, Lord Shiva willingly came forth to see them. Lord Vasudeva or Krishna is described in Bhagavad Gita as Purushottama. Actually, he is the enjoyer, Purusha, and the supreme, Uttama as well. He is the enjoyer of everything, the Prakriti and the Purusha. Being influenced by the three modes of material nature, the living entity tries to dominate material nature. But actually, he is not Purusha, but Prakriti, as described in Bhagavad Gita 7.5. Apareyam itastva anyam prakritim vidhime param. Thus, the jiva or living entity is actually Prakriti or the marginal energy of the Supreme Lord. Being associated with marginal energy, he tries to lord it over the material nature. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 15.7. Mamevamsho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana manashasthani indriyani prakritisthani karshati. The living entities in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. Due to conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with the six senses, which include the mind. By endeavoring to dominate material nature, the living entity simply struggles hard for existence. Indeed, he struggles so hard to enjoy himself that he cannot even enjoy the material resources. Thus, he is sometimes called Prakriti or Jiva, for he is situated in the marginal potency. When the living entity is covered with the three modes of material nature, he is called Jiva Samgita. Jiva Samgita. There are two kinds of living entities. One is called Shara and the other is called Akshara. Shara refers to those who have fallen down and become conditioned, and Akshara refers to those who are not conditioned. The vast majority of living entities live in the spiritual world and are called Akshara. They are in the position of Brahman, pure spiritual existence. They are different from those who have been conditioned by the three modes of material nature. Being above both the Kshara and Akshara, Lord Krishna Vasudeva is described in Bhagavad Gita 15.18 as Purushottama. The impersonalists may say that Vasudeva is the impersonal Brahman, but actually the impersonal Brahman is subordinate to Krishna, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 14.27. Brahmano hi pratishtha aham. That Krishna is the source of impersonal Brahman is also confirmed in Brahma Samhita 5.40. Yasya prabha prabhavato jagadanda koti. The impersonal Brahman is nothing but the effulgence or bodily rays of Krishna. And in those bodily rays, there are innumerable universes floating. Thus, in all respects, Vasudeva Krishna is the Supreme Lord, and Lord Shiva is very satisfied with those who are completely surrendered to him. Complete surrender is desired by Krishna, as he indicates in the last chapter of Bhagavad Gita 18.66. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. The word sakshat means directly is very significant. There are many so-called devotees, but actually there are only karmis and jnanis, for they are not directly devotees of Lord Krishna. The karmis sometimes offer the results of their activities to Lord Vasudeva, and this offering is called karma arpanam. These are considered to be fruitive activities. For the karmis considered Lord Vishnu to be one of the demigods, like Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma. Because they consider Lord Vishnu to be on the same level with the demigods, they contend that surrendering to the demigod is as good as surrendering unto Vasudeva. This contention is denied herein, because if it were true, Lord Shiva would have said that surrendered unto him. Lord Vasudeva, Vishnu, or Brahma is the same. However, Lord Shiva does not say this, because he himself surrenders unto Vasudeva, and whoever else surrenders unto Vasudeva is very, very dear to him. This is expressed herein openly. The conclusion is that a devotee of Lord Shiva is not dear to Lord Shiva, but a devotee of Lord Krishna is very dear to Lord Shiva. End of purport. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I seek the blessings of all the assembled devotees so that I can use today's lecture to purify myself. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to purify myself. I'm going to read from a lecture given by His Holiness Sridhar Swami Maharaj. Please pardon me if I add my own interpretation to the sum. So Lord Shiva is addressing the Prachetas, and because Prachetas are already Vaishnavas, Lord Shiva is attracted to their devotion. In fact, Lord Krishna is also attracted by devotion, and that is the principle by which a devotee attains liberation. It is said in Bhagavad Gita that the energy of Krishna, Maya, is very difficult to surmount, and the infection of material attachment is very deeply rooted in the heart. And even though we repeatedly hear about spirituality and about the fact that I am not this body, I am eternal spirit soul, still somehow or other, when the object of sense gratification comes before our view, we become bewildered. Even though we have knowledge, still that knowledge must be developed into realizations. As long as the knowledge remains theoretical, we are still subject to the illusion of Maya. So Krishna says, as long as one is surrendered to me, he can easily conquer Maya. Bhagavad Gita 7.14 says, Devi Hesha Gunamayi Mammaya Duratyaya Mameva Ye Prapadyante Maya Metam Tarantite. The divine energy of mind consisting of the three modes of material nature is difficult to overcome, but those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. Again, Krishna says that a person who is serving my devotees, he is actually my devotee. This is explained in Bhagavatam 11th canto, verses 34 to 41, where conversation between Lord Krishna and Uddhava is happening. And here we see that Lord Shiva is again confirming that one who is surrendered to Krishna is very dear to me. But this direct surrender does not mean you just surrender to Krishna and you don't care about any of his devotees. No, the direct word means without going through any other process such as Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga. You just directly come to Bhakti Yoga. That's what the direct surrender means. And it also means you serving the devotees of Krishna. We have all heard this Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu first verse. Anyabhilashita shunyam jnana karmadhya navratam anukulyena krishnanushilanam bhaktir uttama. So this is the process of bhakti described by Rupa Goswami. When one does not engage in speculation, does not expect fruitive results from his devotion, that is pure bhakti, free from karma mishra bhakti. We see a lot of times in temples in India and even in here, US also, that people go there and they ask for something from God and they may offer some money or something. In Tirupati temple, we see in a very big scale where people offer a lot of money and jewelry and such things. And they want to request that something that they want should happen. Now, this is very offensive because Lord Vishnu is being treated like an order taker. This is very material way of approaching Krishna. This minimizes the supreme position of Krishna. This can also cause people to lose faith if their order is not fulfilled. So, this is very risky and cheap way to worship God. We have to understand that God is supplying to everyone in this material world, even to non-devotees. So why we need to become his devotee in order to ask some material favor? He is supplying to everyone, so he will of course supply to his devotees also. If we have become devotee, then we have to ask for something bigger. Lord Chaitanya has explained the mood of the devotees in Shiksha Ashtakam. Na dhanam na janam na sundarim kavitam va jagadisha kamaye mam janmani janmanishware bhavtat bhaktir ahetuki tvai. So a devotee simply takes joy in serving Krishna, just like a chaste wife enjoys serving her husband. There may be other man, other husband who may be more handsome or rich or intelligent, but a chaste wife always worships her own husband exclusively. In the same way, a devotee of the Lord is very happy in serving the Lord. He does not see any need for material opulence. Even if he needs material opulence, that is for serving the Lord better, not for his own sense gratification. A devotee sees the contact of the senses with sense object to be the cause of all sufferings. Therefore, he rejects all kinds of liberation. He doesn't aspire after them or trade devotional service to achieve them. He simply engages in unalloyed bhakti and remains satisfied. This consciousness is very rare. Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 7.3, Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschita yadati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam kaschin mam veti tattvataha. That among the thousands and thousands of people who are trying to understand me, maybe one understands me uh, in reality. So, when someone comes to this material world, he has already somehow rejected the spiritual world. We need to understand it. This is a very important point. Because we have come here, we have already at some point rejected the spiritual world. Some imperfection was there in us. Otherwise, how could we have left the Satchidananda spiritual world? And after coming here, we have wandered lifetime after lifetime in this material world in many, many different species of life. So we have developed the material habits that are very hard to break. Therefore, to find someone who has developed consciousness of a devotee is very rare. We have heard the story of Yamunacharya, a great Vaishnava. He used to say, since I have been engaged in the transcendental loving service of Krishna, realizing ever new pleasure in him, whenever I think of sex pleasure, I spit at the thought and my lips curl with distaste. So we have to develop that kind of consciousness. And we already read in the purport that Krishna says, Vasudeva Sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. So, person who knows that Vasudeva is the ultimate goal of life is very rare. And someone who is completely free from desires is very rare. And even more rare is someone who has realized the absolute truth. But then in the next chapter, chapter 8, Krishna says, Ananya Chetaha Satatam Yomam Smrati Nityashah Tasya Aham Sulabha Partha Nitya Yuktasya Yogina. For one who always remember me without deviation, I am easy to obtain, O son of Pratha, because of his constant engagement in devotional service. So on one hand, Krishna is saying that my devotee is very rare to find. On the other hand, he is saying, I am very easy to obtain. So just see the greatness of Supreme Lord. He is telling, I am easy to find, but my devotee is very difficult to find. He is giving so much importance to devotees. But we as a sadhakas are on the edge because we are the Tatastha Shakti, marginal potency of Lord. We have a choice. We can go to this side or the other side. If we are not very careful, we can fall in the lap of Maya and lose the thread of bhakti. To lose our Krishna consciousness is easy. because we have not yet realized the pure bhakti. We still remain on the mental platform, as mentioned in Bhagavad Gita 5.8, Bhagavatam 5.18.12. Manorathe nasati dhavato bahi. Lord Krishna describes that those who are devotees of Lord are fixed on good qualities. They cannot be shaken. But the non-devotees, they may appear to have good qualities, but their position is very tenuous. They are subject to their senses and are on the chariot of mind. So-called good qualities are not good. They can act in any way. So the senses are very strong and impetuous, and we have to be very careful. Now, it is rare to get association of devotees who are Sthita Dhir Muni, who are not impacted by these, and who have attained the Vyavasatmika Buddhi. They can't think of anything else that is not Krishna and not related to his service. If something is not connected to Krishna, a devotee is disgusted by it and spits at it. Such a devotee we should seek out and try to associate with him, try to imbibe his qualities, try to learn his enthusiasm. In this way, we can rise above Vaidehi Bhakti and go to the platform of Raganga Bhakti. With this, I would like to end. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Vancha Kalpataru